Today I'm going to grade every Formula 1 driver A to F on their 2019 season. I'm going to go through the drivers in alphabetical order. So guys, without further ado, let's get on with the video. Alex Albon, B. Alex Albon had a decent start to F1, especially that Chinese Grand Prix drive from pit lane to 10th place. He was good enough in Red Bull's eyes to replace Pierre Gastly mid-season at the Belgian Grand Prix. Denied a first podium by Lewis Hamilton in Brazil, I think B is a fair enough rating for Albon. Valtteri Bottas, A. Had a very strong start to the season with 6 podiums in a row, including 2 wins at Melbourne and Baku. It was a 2-horse race the whole way through the 2019 season, right up until probably Germany, where Bottas slipped up and did it again in the next race in Hungary. After those 2 races, I think everyone knew that Hamilton was probably going to go on and win his 6th title in F1. But Valtteri didn't go without a fight, and I think he had a very solid year. Pierre Gastly, C. He joined Red Bull after a good season with sister team Toro Rosso. Unfortunately for Gastly, things didn't really click for him at Red Bull, so halfway through the season he was replaced by Albon. If it weren't for his brilliant podium at Brazil, it could have been worse for this rating for Gastly. Antonio Giovinazzi, D+. Giovinazzi had a poor start to the season, with 8 races in a row without picking up a single point for Alfa Romeo. If it wasn't for all the chaos in Brazil, he probably would have finished in the single figures that season. If 2020 is the exact same for Giovinazzi, then I won't be surprised if Alfa look for a replacement for 2021. Romain Grosjean, F+. The reason why Grosjean isn't an F is because the 2019 Haas was not a great car, and it didn't help the French driver whatsoever. He finished on a measly points tally of 8, and I don't understand why Günther Steiner didn't replace him after that shocking season. I think Grosjean is past his best, and I think he should stick to cooking with his wife, then he wouldn't actually crash into anything, hopefully. Lewis Hamilton, A+. Another title-winning season for Hamilton, winning a couple of races in hand once again. If it wasn't for Nico Rosberg beating him in 2016, he might have already equalled Schumacher's 7 world titles, but there is a strong chance he'll do it in 2020. Another A+ season for Hamilton. Nico Hulkenberg, C. He's always been Mr. Consistent, but unfortunately he will not be taking part in the 2020 season. After a rather poor season for the German, Renault replaced him with young French driver Esteban Ocon. Who knows what Hulkenberg's next destination will be? Comment below where you think he might go next. Robert Kubica, F. He didn't have the comeback we all thought he would have. To be fair, that Williams car was horrendous, but it still was a bad year for the Polish man. With the only point for Williams that season, it was still a disappointing year for Kubica. He was quite behind Russell the whole season. I don't see him making another appearance in F1 anytime soon, if I'm being honest. Daniel Kvyat, B-. It wasn't a bad return for the Torpedo, with a podium in Germany and all round having a decent season for Toro Rosso. He actually outscored Albon when they were both racing for Toro Rosso, and I think he is a reliable enough driver for Toro Rosso in 2020. Charles Leclerc, A. One for the future, this talented Monegasque driver had a very good maiden season for Ferrari, racking up 264 points and beating 4-time world championship teammate Sebastian Vettel. He probably won't win the title this year, but in future seasons to come, I could probably put my house on him winning one. Kevin Magnussen, C-. He's always been a good midfield driver, and to be fair, he beat Grosjean pretty well in 2019. If the Haas car was better, I'd say he would have had a similar season to the 2018 one, where he would actually fight for better points. His season was okay, too bad he didn't get a new teammate for this 2020 season. Lando Norris, B. He had a very solid rookie season for McLaren, and could be one to look out for this season. He had 5-6 very good races, scoring good points for the British team, and I can see him becoming a key role for McLaren in the future. Sergio Paris, B. Another good season for Paris. It's unfortunate that he probably won't have another chance with a big team. Though the 2020 Racing Point car looks quick, and a lot of people have predicted that it will come best of the rest this season, so don't be surprised if you see him on the podium again this season. George Russell, D+. He had glimpses of talent, but the 2019 Williams was just awful, so you couldn't really judge Russell too much. I know it's a bit harsh, but he didn't pick up a single point that season, and hopefully he will get a move to a better, more competitive team in the future. Kimi Rikknen, A. A great start to life with Alfa Romeo for Kimi, racking up a solid 43 points in 2019. Compared to his teammate Giovinazzi, who only got 14 points, I think he did exceptionally well for the team, who didn't have the fastest car, and I think A for Kimi is very, very fair. Daniel Ricciardo, B. It wasn't a dream start to life with the French team for Ricciardo. It got a bit better, but Renault didn't do as well as Ricciardo hoped they would. He has now given up on the Renault dream with a move to McLaren for 2021 season, and I think we all hope he can win one F1 title before he retires. Carlos Sainz, A. I mean, if he is getting a Ferrari seat in 2021, then you know how good of a season Carlos Sainz had for McLaren in 2019. He came best of the rest with 96 points in 6th position, also grabbing a podium in Brazil. I think Sainz really does deserve that Ferrari seat, and I hope all the best for him in the future. Lance Stroll, C-. Probably currently the most hated driver in F1 because his dad plays a big role in for getting him a seat in a Racing Point. Stroll still has a lot to prove to F1 fans. I mean, he's still only 20 and the youngest driver on the grid, so he has plenty of time to improve. But stats like only out-qualifying his teammate twice really don't help him, and Perez also had double his points, so 2020 is a big year for him. Max Verstappen, A. Verstappen had another good season at Red Bull. This time he finished 3rd and won 3 races, a very decent record for the Dutchman. I think Red Bull looked like a more competitive team in 2020, and Verstappen can definitely challenge Lewis Hamilton for the title this season. Sebastian Vettel, B-. And last but not least we have Sebastian Vettel, who just looked off the pace in 2019, only picking up 1 win and finished behind young teammate Charles Leclerc. His future is now in doubt, with Ferrari parting ways with the 32-year-old. Could it be the end for Sebastian Vettel's career? Hopefully not, for our sake. So guys, that's all the drivers ranked on their performance from 2019. What do you think? Did I get these right? Comment below your thoughts.